Good morning. And today's going to be pocket queens. We are in the cutoff. Folds to us. We open raise. I think that's pretty standard, but just want to show our opening range pretty wide. A lot of suited hands. And I'm making a min raise here. Just been trying it out in these three positions here, trying to mid raise. If I raise first in, see if that works about the same way as raising 3 big blinds. If it does, then 2 big blinds, just a little bit lower variance play. So still trying it. Hasn't been enough time to really judge that yet. In any case, I raise and big blind calls. He's playing 42-17 over 12 hands. Just from that, I'm looking at a range probably in like the 50s, low 50s maybe, since he's in the big blind and he can call. I just put a range together like this. I do have one note that he calls 2-bet from the blinds with 5-3 off. That is part of this range, so I think we're just going to go with it. Flop comes out 10 high. So 10 of hearts, 8 of diamonds. All right, hold up. Seems like we're frozen. All right. Yep. Program froze. All right, so 10-8-5. Villain checks. I'm going to assume he's always going to check here. It's on us. I do think we're going to be betting this, especially when you consider differences in ranges. This is 51.4% versus 34.2%. He's got a lot more hands he's going to have to get rid of. I think there are hands that he could continue with, so that I think argues for betting slightly larger. So I think if we just do top pair plus, we're at 25%. Get rid of that. 25%. Open-ender gut shots are at 11%. We need a few more there. I think we could easily add some of these overcards. And I think just general, we're probably going to be betting some of these smaller pocket pairs as well. And maybe just all of them, maybe just something like this. We do have some hands that we're not really going to be betting. If we do all of these 2-card backdoor flush draws, I mean, that's going to add more. It's going to add some of these smaller pairs as well. I don't think we're necessarily going to add all of them, but I mean, this is 78%. I think that's probably in the ballpark. It might be a c-bet of 100% too, but know that if we're going to be c-betting 100%, then the turn we're going to be checking more than usual. I think we're definitely going to attack this board. If he comes along, he comes along. We can always check behind on the turn. So I'm going to say we bet here. We bet half pot. I think we should probably have gone larger. I think we probably should have gone that 2/3 pot here. And villain calls. And I'd say 2/3 because if he's going to call with, let's say, a 10 or an 8, or even a 5, we want more money in that pot. So when we ultimately win it, we get more money. So he does call. We're gonna say he's going to call with any of his pairs. He's gonna call with his draws. And I think we'll probably just give him that. So 4 hearts comes out. Doesn't really improve us. Villain 6 checks. I think at this point we're not going to be betting as much. Now top pair plus still gets us at 35%. So we would be, if we were betting 100%, now we're betting less than that. I think there's no reason to think that we can't bet more top pair, although I think we're probably not going to be betting some of these, like 10-6, 10-7, maybe even not 10-9 or Jack-10, just because there is the chance that he has a 10 with a better kicker. I think Queen 10 is going to be kind of in the middle. Maybe we bet, maybe we don't. I think Ace 10, King 10 go for a bit more value. So that's 25%. We need about 25% bluff, and I think that's probably good. So go from 78 to 53. That's probably a decent mix up. We're going to be checking these middle pair, weaker pair, and so forth. So I think we do that. Bet half pot. That's probably okay. Again, I would have preferred the larger bet on the flop, and that makes the half pot bet a little bit larger here as well. So we bet and we get called. So the question is, what is he calling with? There's a good chance that he's still going to be calling with all of these weak pairs. I do think at some point the straight and probably the sets are going to be raising. I would like to think that. I think the straight, especially since there's the heart draw out there, sets, we're just going to scale it back and say 50% chance that he would have check raised with the set. Maybe even 50% for the two pair. Hasn't really, I mean, we only have 12 hands, hasn't really shown massive aggression, but I mean, 17% pre-flop raise, I mean, that's something. Two pairs, so yeah, we'll give him pocket pairs. Now the question is, do we do the gut shots as well? I think the gut shots would come in if he has like a pair plus gut shot. So I think we have all of our like pair hands that he would be calling that would also have the gut shots in there. So we're good. 4 comes out. No reason to think that the 4, allowed him to trip up. That's actually pretty good, because if he happened to have a crazy two pair, let's say 10-8, 10-5, 8-5, we've now, counterfeited him. So villain 6 checks. Question is, if we bet, what hands is he going to call with? Will he call with another, one more time? Definitely, I think he's calling top pair. Probably all top pair. So we're going to get value from him just right there. So, if we bet, and if he just calls top pair plus and has some raises, full house could raise, straight could raise, full house more than anything. We know that we bet he raises, we could easily get rid of it. But the top pair is at 66% of hands that would call, so definitely this will be a bet here. Question is, what other hands would he call? Would he really call with these? That's pretty bad. But I mean, I bet. I think I bet smaller to try to encourage a call, thinking maybe he has like an 8-7 or 8-6, maybe 5-6, 5-7. That was calling with a gut shot. Smaller size would get a call. I'm sure that's probably what I was thinking. However, I kind of feel like we should probably go a little bit larger. So on this case, I think top pair, we're not going to be betting these, 10-7, 10-6. Which those were gut shots. Those probably wouldn't have been in my betting range. But I think ace 10, king 10 is probably betting for a little bit of value. I think there's going to be a lot more like 10x hands that call. We go for value with our overpairs. We've got a lot of bluffs. I'm not sure if it's worth it to bluff at this point. Basically nothing hand would balance it, because I'm thinking, what hands call all the way down? Jack 9, 9-7, I think would call all the way down, but then fold on the river. So I guess those. But yeah, just for balance, I think you could have nothing, and really, I think this is at micro stakes, we probably could just check behind everything that's nothing and just bet all of our top pair plus or our top pair good kicker plus hands. But for balance, we do need probably those nothing hands. I think ace high has a little bit of value. These other ones do not. So, say Jack 9, Jack 7. If we have a Jack 9, Jack 7, we don't block a whole lot. So those probably don't make very good bluffing hands. We're hoping that villain has the gut shots or the open enders himself. But I do think we should be betting here, which we did. He calls, so we're just going to say top pair plus is what he's calling with minus the full houses and the quads. I think he's probably going to be raising those. So we see showdown, and he shows the 5-3. So that is entirely I mean, why call that? I don't know. So let's see here. He calls cut off 2 big blind RFI. In big blind with 5 of hearts, 3 of diamonds. He is out of position. Check called 50%. Check called 50%. Check called 33%. On a 10 of hearts, 8 of diamonds, 5 spades, 4 hearts, 4 clubs. All right. So I did run this with GTO. Wanted to see kind of bet size. I didn't do 50%. I did 33% and 66% for CBET to see what it recommends. So villain, I keyed in villain is checking 100%, and here's our c-bet range. So it looks like c-betting, we're not c-betting as much as I expected. We're not c-betting all of our top pair hands. Looks like we are favoring the 10x to top pair plus, but not even all of our top pair. Not even all of our top pair. And for most of our bets, it should be larger. So I do think that was kind of the point of it. Go for value, go for larger bet size. Because if they're going to continue, they'll probably continue with a 10x, 8x, 8-9, 8-7, probably. So go for more value. So let's say we do go larger. What are we using as our draws? Open enders, gut shots for the most part. Not all of our overcards. We do have some of our 2-card backdoor flush draws. Looks like we have some of our 6s. Let's see here. No, let's say 8s. Some of our 8s that we're betting. Some of our 5s that we're betting. All right, so I'm c-betting more than what we should, but we bet, and then you get a call. And villain's, I guess, correct in calling 5-3. And I'm sure it's to guard against all of the bluffing hands that I have. But c-betting here is we're looking at 55%. Okay, so 4 parts comes out, checks 100%. We're betting, so we're betting about the same amount, 53%. We've got half pop bet. I was thinking the 10x, we're probably not going to be betting all. So that is true. We are betting like the 10-7, 10-6. Those were the pairs with the gut shots. So those were in our range. I do think that kind of said, those probably wouldn't be in there. Those could be checking hands with the top pair and kind of a gut shot. GTO is going to have them as our betting range here, and I bet we need them there for balance. We need as many as we can possibly get, and we do have a top pair with a draw. We're still Jack 9 still out there. We don't block any of that. Go for value. But yeah, our top pair definitely not. We're kind of on the right track with the top pair. And then flush draw, open ender, gut shot. Kind of a lot of our gut shots we're betting here. Not betting all of them. Looks like Jack and Jack 6, 9, 6. Those seem to be checks. I guess because we're hoping that villain. I mean, those hands block some of villain's hands. So if we don't have them, then villain could have them. But if we have them, then it's less likely villain has them, which means he has other hands that could be better. So jacks and nines are the ones that we do not want to block. All right, so we bet half pot. That was good. And again, you could see if we had bet larger, if we had gone 2/3, then our half pot bet would be larger too. So he calls, but again, it's incorrect for him to call with a 5-3. Kind of thought that that's going to be the case. Yeah, the flop probably call correctly, but then the turn incorrect. So then he checks 100%. Our bets, top pair plus, really it's just ace 10. Even our king 10s are just going to be check. I kind of had some of our king 10s as well. I think we could probably go down there, but again, we're going to have to throw in some bluffs. So we are correct in betting again. No made hands. Let's see our bluffs. So 9-7, 9-6, Jack 7, Jack 6. Those are bluffs. Jack 9s are missed. So yeah, missed draws. Our ace highs are check. Kind of what I expected. Ace highs have some value with a check. We can win with an ace high hand, whereas we can't. We're not going to win with, let's say, 9-6. A 9 high hand. So we bet. Villain should be calling. He calls middle pair somewhat, just a bluff catch, but top pair he's usually calling and so forth. And he's raising full house 3 of a kind, which he didn't do because he doesn't have. 5-3s are out of his range. Even the weak pair, when you see the ace 5 could be a call. That's the bluff catch, but he made the mistake here by calling again. So overall, we know he's not playing appropriately, and we got some value from it with queens. So we took the pot down, but I think we could have had more by betting larger on the flop. And I'd be curious on the turn if we should also be betting larger, or if sizing down is being used to encourage calls with some of these weak pair hands, or it's just that this villain's just so bad that he's going to call with any pair and just going to call down with any pair because he thinks everyone's bluffing. And quite frankly, I'm seeing a lot of that in these last couple weeks. Really, in the last 2 weeks, I've started to pay a lot more attention. Really, the last week in particular, just players calling down with any pair and hoping to pair up, and then calling on the river too. So kind of go for a little bit more value with some of our top pair good kicker hands, and better. All right, so that wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Look tomorrow for another hand. We'll keep going.